Salutare și bine că mă regăsesc din nou pe ecranul tău. Urmează un alt interviu pe care l-am făcut în timpul Instal Efficiency 2024, al doilea eveniment pe care Uniprest Instal îl are pentru a aduce la oaltă specialiștii în instalații HVAC și, da, de ce nu putem să punem și construcțiile la un loc, pentru că există o dependență între cele două industrii. Patrick Jansen urmează să răspundă la o serie de întrebări pentru voi și pentru mine, de altfel, pentru că și eu am curiozitățile mele. Este Head of Department Innovation la Rensa Family, din care face parte și Uniprest Instal. Rensa Family este o companie olandeză împărțită în 18 alte companii, mai bine zis, aceste 18 companii sunt parte din Rensa în toată Europa și Rensa are undeva la aproape 2000 de angajați și un departament de Research and Development care este condus fix de Patrick Jansen. Being in charge with innovation, I don't think it's an easy job. So I have to ask you, what's innovation? I'm asking a lot this question because it means different things for different people in different countries.
That's a good question because I think about 12 years ago I founded the department, and that was called Innovation and Knowledge Management, and now I changed the name to Research and Development because innovation is not a department, because innovation is in everybody needs to innovate, and what we do is more on the technical side. Because our innovation is more in the process from the engineering to the logistics. So there's a specific part of innovation, but also in the finance there's innovation. That everywhere within a company should be innovation, and that's why we call it now applied research and development. And that we are focusing more and more on getting from digital models to logistics. So that's all part of the innovation. But within the company, everybody needs to innovate. It's a continuous learning cycle. That's part of the innovation.
So innovation is a mix of creativity, technical knowledge, multiple industries, or I don't know.
Yeah, innovation starts very small, but just in the process to see behind the normal lines and think, hey, what does our customer want? And we do this, but maybe we can do something else with the same result. And people need to get a mindset that they're not only thinking from what I'm doing now, but how can I continually improve? And with innovation, if you give people access to new techniques, they will gonna use it, and from there will be some kind of innovation. Important is that for people it's clear where they have to go to. Otherwise you go always and everywhere some kind of innovation, but never comes to maturity. And what we try to do is give some guidance from this is what we think we should go to with the company, and then everybody's going somewhere that direction.
According to the technical specs, this button of my shirt, it's a gadget. No one knows that exactly by definition, but in the technical definition, it's a gadget. No one thinks of a button as a gadget. Can you give me an example in this context of insignificant innovation that people are not seeing like that?
That's needed for the it's all of the things about connecting systems. One of the speakers talked about APIs. APIs are then ways to connect systems. Nobody sees them, but if you don't have them, nothing will happen. So the APIs are very important, and that's one thing nobody sees.
That's a good example. Thank you. Being in multiple countries, like Rensa is in 18 companies, over 2,000 employees till now, in which part of Europe does efficiency tend to become a common goal, given your observations?
Yeah, and efficiency can be two ways. One is the process efficiency and the product efficiency. And we're mainly active in Germany, Netherlands and Romania, and I think the ruling in Germany and Netherlands will be more and more strict, and that's why new products are introduced to get to a certain level of system efficiency. But I think in all countries the labor shortage is a great issue, and therefore we need process efficiency, because we have not enough people to build the houses we need. So I think all over Europe that will be the same issue, that process efficiency is the most important to work on.
Is still possible to innovate without taking efficiency into account? Simply put, is innovation essentially about efficiency?
Yeah, I think that's the efficiency, because you want to reach a certain product or certain end result, and you need innovation to do it more and more efficiently, because as I said, we don't have people enough or not materials enough, because if we keep building like we do now, at a certain year we won't have the materials anymore, so we need to reuse products, and for all that we need innovation to get there.
I was reading the other day about the test that Remeha's partner are doing with the hydrogen plant, and I found out that the results after 3 years of testing are excellent. So I'm asking you, being in charge with research and development in this company, is hydrogen a plausible heating option for office or residential buildings?
Technically it is. It is not that difficult to burn hydrogen, but the problem is to get hydrogen. And I personally think that it's not the most efficient solution to burn hydrogen in buildings, because it takes to get it from durable energy, electrical energy. It's about 40%. You lose 60% to get there, and then you only have 40%. If you use the electricity directly, you get 400% because you got the COP of the heat pump, for example. Personally, I think hydrogen will probably be used in the industry, and that's what all Europe is counting on, to make the industry green by using hydrogen, and maybe in long distance traveling. And then, if there's still enough hydrogen, then maybe we can use it for heating. But I think the first 10-15 years is not the most efficient way to use hydrogen to heat buildings.
Do you think it's going to be efficient for cars? I saw that cars are not exactly popular in China, but they are growing in popularity.
Hydrogen cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it's about refueling. It's a fast refueling, but I think the solution with electric cars, this is more personal cars. I never think hydrogen will be a solution. But if you look at long distance trucks, then the battery will be too big, and there needs to be another solution. Probably hydrogen can play a role in that.
I have to ask you, how is Romania seen from Netherlands through the lenses of experience of a mature market, after all? And I'm asking this from the perspective of the building and HVAC industry.
How it's seen from the Netherlands? I don't speak that many people in Romania, only from Uniprest, and I'm very impressed about the speed they evolve. What you see in the Netherlands, maybe also because the Rensa company is becoming relatively big, that it takes a long time to change. And I see with Uniprest that they are very fast in taking up new innovations, making products to the market, everything. So my impression is that everything goes faster in Romania than in the Netherlands.
Why do you think it's happening like this?
I don't know, maybe in the Western it's more standardized already, and it takes more time to change. Where here are more opportunities to not everything is already organized maybe, and you can have more flexibility to get to the end result.
So we are getting there, right?
Yeah.
What can we do better to give some input or to contribute to the research and development process of the HVAC industry?
Yeah, digitize everything. That's the start. Make everything digital, and then connect things to each other with the APIs that I was talking about. And most important is take a good look at the market and what do we really need, and don't automate the process you do now, but ask yourself, what is the end result, and then look back, what do we need for that?
In Romania, innovation catches on very quickly. It's an affirmation from Henk-Jan Wegman, the CEO of Rensa family, at last year's Instal efficiency. Do you think the same, and why, if it's so?
Yeah, that's almost the same you asked, but what I also said is it looks like everything goes fast in Romania. Yeah, why? I think that
he was talking about the adoption.
Yeah.
Why do you think is that?
Yeah, maybe because less systems are already implemented, so you don't need to change the system, and you maybe can directly go to the result you like to go to without changing already, or people already invested in other systems. That's one of the attendants also said about the standards. If you have a standard, then you're gonna work to that, and if there's a new standard, you have to change the system. You can go directly to the new standard, and there's less effort than change from an old standard.
I wonder if this might be an outcome from the trust we have in the West. I think Romanians are thinking that everything that comes from the West, because we were waiting from the West to escape us from the Iron Curtain, might be a possibility. If we see innovation from the West, we take it, and we take it for granted, actually.
Yeah, but that, I think because you're developing faster than the West, and it's the same, I think, about China. China was also taking innovation from the West, but now they
innovate.
Yeah, they innovate, and
they have also the resources to innovate.
But that's what I said. I think the West Europe has all kinds of institutes, and they're working on the same. It's very structuralized, and that can also be not a benefit. So if you have less of that structure, you can go faster.
Let's stay a bit on China. Do you think onshoring is a better solution?
For people, you mean?
For people, for the economy. Until 2020, when the pandemic started, we were very fine with globalization. Now we are talking about globalization, but we are onshoring because we want everything to be in our backyard. Again, is this okay for innovation? Is this okay for the economy as a whole?
Yeah, I think that as Europe, we are big enough to have our own market and have our own innovation. So I think it's good that we rely less on America and China as Europe. But what I see now sometimes is that every country in Europe is creating its own borders, and that's all the countries in Europe are too small to have enough market. But I think as Europe, we should onshore. But we also know that there are not enough people in Europe to do everything we want. So we'll have to look how can we use other parts of the world to help us to get where we want to go to.
And the last question, what are the ways in which Rensa family encourages innovation and finding new ways to make operations more efficient?
Yeah, that's something called, and I don't know how to translate it, but it's called Rijnlands in the Dutch, but maybe it's also in Danish. That's the way how the company is organized, and that means that the responsibility is very low in the organization. It is based on trust. So everybody can do something till they show that they're not can be trusted, and that motivates people to try things, and knowing that if they make a mistake, they won't be fired directly. Or so we motivate people to try things, and then everything is gonna change because people by themselves want to improve. So if they have the possibilities to improve, then they improve by themselves.
Basically, we are talking now about the aviation model. No one is fired, no one is the bad guy or the bad actor, as long as they play the role of telling what was wrong and what can be improved.
Yeah, Yeah, sometimes people say, I learned a lot. It cost only 60,000 euros. You don't want to learn that much from there, but yeah, that can be possible. If you try some things, it can also go wrong. And and if you know you're supported by that, if you have the right intention, then it's okay.
Actually, this policy in aviation, the policy of no one is guilty, just tell us what happened so we can learn, made the aviation industry the most reliable of them all. It doesn't happen the same in medical industries, for example, where you have malpractice. Thank you very much for your time and for your answers. Hope to see you again sooner than 1 year from now.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much.